Hey, Steve Jolly here with Benchmark Realty, and today on the Moving to Nashville, we're going to take a look at what you can expect out of the housing market and the new administration in 2021. Now, if you want to look back at what happened in 2020, here's what you do. I want you to check out my most recent article. I'm going to post a link to it below that here in a minute. And also in a minute, I'm going to bring you three different perspectives from national experts and then my own expectations for Nashville. And I'm also going to fill you in on the Biden administration plans straight from their platform. Now let's get to business. So this is from realtor.com's chief economist Danielle Hale, and here's what her expectations are for 2021. So she's expecting national sales growth of 7%. Now that means we'll see about 7% more homes sold in 2021 than we did last year. She also expects those homes to sell for about 6% more on average than they did this year. Danielle also expects that interest rates are going to slowly increase from now through the end of the year, and that single family starts, new construction homes, there's going to be 9% more this year than there were last year. Now that's good news. CoreLogic's deputy chief of staff, Selma Hepp, said this. She expects interest rates to remain low throughout the year, and what that's really going to do, that's going to offset the rising prices, because we know that competition's really driving those prices up, and the lack of inventory. Also, millennials are going to be driving the market. They're the biggest generational group in America right now. There's a lot of first-time home buyers for millennials that are buying homes right now, and a lot of the older millennial generation, they're already into the trade-up homes. So that's going to continue to drive the market through 2021. Inventory levels, she expects, are going to see some improvement in the second half of the year due to new construction increases. Redfin's chief economist Daryl Fairweather says this. U.S. Treasuries are going to remain attractive to international investors, and that's going to keep interest rates low for all of us. So that is good news. More home sales than any year since 2006. So he's expecting sales growth over 10% in 2021. He's also expecting the home ownership rate, the percentage of Americans that own homes, will rise above 69% for the first time since before the Great Recession in 2005. That's great news too. Now let's take a look at Nashville. Nashville, we can expect 6% sales growth. These are my expectations for the year. I expect we'll have about 6% sales growth or more homes sold this year. I expect we'll see about 7% price appreciation for Nashville. I expect, and this is the one I'm worried about the most, that the inventory will quit declining, will quit decreasing, and finally bottom out and start to level out. So those are my expectations for Nashville for 2021. For all you guys, I hope they come true. Let's look at the Biden administration and what their plans are. So, and these came straight from the platform. So if you want to see it, go to joebiden.com/housing, and you'll see all of this plus a lot more. But I think these are the most impactful, and these are some of the things that are going to happen first. And the most logical one, and one of the ones that's going to happen sooner than later, is I think you'll see them extend the foreclosure and eviction moratoriums across the U.S. due to COVID. I think you'll also see multiple legislative attempts, especially in these first 2 years, to eliminate discriminatory and unfair housing practices in different areas of the market. So I think you'll see an introduction of a homeowner tenant bill of rights. There's not one on the national level. There is one in California and maybe a few other states. So I think you'll see that as one piece of legislation being introduced. I think you'll see other attempts to eliminate local laws that are based on exclusionary zoning. There's been a lot of interest on those lately, and I think that's going to be a big topic of the Biden administration. I think you'll also see them getting a little bit harder on financial institutions and being more responsible for serving all customers. So I think you'll see them being held more responsible. Some big news is that I think is great for the market is they'll be creating an advanceable tax credit of $15,000 for first-time home buyers. I think you'll see that legislation introduced within the first 2 years too. And like I said, it sounds amazing, but I'm kind of concerned about the unintended consequences that could have in a market like Nashville. because our market conditions, we have a very tight inventory, especially with entry level housing. So if we give everybody $15,000 as a down payment, that is going to cause more competition, and that's also going to cause higher prices because of our market conditions. So let's hope that that doesn't have these unintended consequences, because it sounds like an amazing deal for first-time home buyers. I also think you'll see additional financial support for renters and additional legislation created or introduced to create more affordable housing. So those are all from the Biden platform. You can check it out at his website. And we're going to wrap it up now. So I want to say thank you for tuning in to the Moving to Nashville show. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to text me or call me at 615-257-9996. I will see you all next Thursday. Peace and love, y'all.